Okay, we're all set. So until yesterday, we covered till Patisevana Pahatabba. So today we are going on to Adivasana Pahatabba. So what we have done is that we finished Sati, we finished Sammāppadhāna, then we came to Iddhi. The three things. So it is slightly complicated. So what I will do is I will again revisit the Iddhipāda or Iddhipāda. So in the Iddhipāda there are 5. There is Abhinya, Parinya, Pahatabba, Sachikiriya, Bhavetabba. So these are the 5. In this 5, Abhinya is once we come to know, or we are able to penetrate what is real and what is unreal. Let us say the form. You exactly see what the form is. So in the Patisambhidha Magga, you will see the explanation of what is Abhinya, Rupa Abhinya, Chakku Abhinya, all of that. So if you are able to see how things are happening, you don't require anybody to prove to you, anybody to say that if you believe this, then only I will show you. No, you can see it by your eyes, and that power is called as Abhinya. To able to see on his or her own way. So that is Abhinya. Parinya. If Abhinya happens, you are able to see the 4 elements. So it's very easy. So let us say I understand Ahara, food. I am able to see what I am eating consists of Pathavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu. And if I touch my body, I am able to see Pathavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu. That is called Abhinya. The moment I am able to experience that all the time, then I get Parinya. Why? Because now I see what will happen when these 5 elements keep on changing every moment along with consciousness. So you have 5 dhatus and Vijnana itself as a dhatu. So now you have 6 dhatus. So dhatu vibhanga sutta, you can experience it yourself. And that is a combination of Abhinya and Parinya. Because now you have completed knowing what you should know. That is, these 4 elements come together because of consciousness. If the consciousness goes away, the 4 elements fall down. And we can see it in everything. So let's take a seed, and there is a mud and there is a water, and you can see that it's coming. The plant is coming. But if there is no consciousness, the plant doesn't exist. The mud exists, the water will exist, but no plant will exist, because the seed requires the consciousness. So if you were to remove the consciousness, then there is no plant. Similarly with humans, animals, birds, insects, everything same. And then when the 4 elements drop off, they go back to whatever their natural form is. So we can then see Pathavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu, 4 things. Then you can see color. We can see the mud color. We can see every color what is there. So body has a color, vegetable has a color, everything has a color. So we know Varna, color. In everything you have color. So that is the first time we know it is tanha, which is making attraction or repulsion for color. So I don't like dark people, I like light people or something like that is coming out of my raga and dvesha. This is a craving what I have for fair skinned people. Or because I am fair skin or I am dark skin, I want fair skin or something like that. But that color is there everywhere. It's not that I am bringing any color. So I am not bringing any color. The color is there. So basically we are able to have abhinya. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Buddhaya. We have already started. After this we will speak. Kalpana ji, after we finish this we will speak. So basically, if I understand that the color is, I am having craving for color, then I can go further. I can look at Varna Rasa. So that means I have flavor. So I would allow to enjoy a lot of flavors. Flavors in the whole of the samsara. So when I see all of you, there is some flavor we are taking. So there is some nutrition's value, that value we are seeking. So there are 4 aharas. So Kabalinka ahara is the one thing, but the other 3 are what we do through mind. So we have Passa ahara, Mano Sanchetana ahara and Vijnana ahara. These 3 aharas is coming because we have flavor in everything. Job has a flavor, like work has a flavor, house has a flavor, family has a flavor. So everything has a flavor. So we create a flavor. That means we are craving for flavor. So Varna Rasa Gandha, we are also interested in smell. So we don't like corpse, like what I was discussing yesterday about Suyoga and myself doing meditation on taking this autopsy. So we take a corpse and we see. If we don't cover our nose, can we stand that stinking smell of a dog? Let us say it is dead on the road and it is 2 days old, it is bloated, its eyes have come out, ears have come out, the tongue has come out. Can we smell? But we love smell. Not that smell, but we love something else. So we have repulsion for that smell and we have attraction for this kind of fragrance. So that is Gandha. And mud has ojas, water has ojas, fire has ojas, air has ojas, space has ojas. So all the 5 elements has ojas. So when they come together with Vijnana, it creates that ojas. What we call as aura is nothing but an experiencing of the ojas. Now this aura is there everywhere. On earth you have aura, on each planetary system you have aura, the universe has aura, so everything has aura. And we are attracted by that aura. So it means we have tanha for aura or ojas. So Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, 4 elements, Mahadhatu or Mahabhuta, Varna, Rasa, Gandha, Ojha, consisting of Upadaya Rupa, which gives an impression that they both are together, but they are individual. They don't have anything to do with anyone. So that is called a Shuddhastaka, pure octet. If I am able to see this through my abhinya, you can see. It's not that you can't see, but when you see, what do you see? You see the ghana sanya, that is, this form is ghana, that means it is compact. You will automatically see there is no compactness. How? Very simple. You walk, you sweat. If you don't walk, you don't sweat. So the compactness goes away if there is a temperature change, if it is hot. Either you walk or you don't walk, you will sweat. But when you walk, you see you are sweating. But what is coming? Patavi is turning itself into Apo due to Tejo. And because of the Vayu, coming from outside. Even though we are sweating, we are not profusely sweating, but if I go to Sri Lanka in summer months, and if there is a humidity, what happens? You sweat like water. Now, can you stop that? No. Why? Because there's humidity. What is humidity? It means it is heated up. It has a lot of the moisture is there, so it becomes moist, wet. So we sweat. So we call that a sweat, nama and rupa. So this water which is coming out from the body, we call it a sweat. So we forget that it is water. The solid is becoming into liquid due to heat. And this kind of experiencing is abhinya. When you get parinya, that means when I get full understanding of what it is, then I have penetrated into dukkha satya, because it is not surviving even for a moment. It is changing. What is changing? All the 6 dhatus are changing. Now when I see all the 6 dhatus are changing, when I see, like I was explaining about yesterday, a nude looking girl which I like, and a nude looking girl who is dead. Now if I cut open the body, and with all the dirt which is coming out, you can see the dukkha, the smell, the color. Inside color is different, outside color is different. Like outside fruit color is different, but inside is different. But inside, if you see, it is getting decayed. So if the fruit is kept as it is, let us say I have a mango or orange or whatever, or a banana, I keep it. After 2 days, it gets compressed, and you can see that it is getting discolored. Same thing is happening with our body. So when I see that parinya, I am seeing the dukkha. What dukkha will I see? Had this consciousness not arrived with the 5 elements, that means now I can see that there is jati pi dukkha, because I wanted to become something. So because I want to become something, then only this jati is coming. Bhava pachaya jati. So now I can go back and back and back and understand the avidya which is coming out of asavas. So asava pachaya avidya, avidya pachaya sankhara, sankhara pachaya vijnana, vijnana pachaya namarupa. Like that I can completely see. And that, for the first time seeing, you will see the dukkha. That's a dukkha satya. Then you will come to know the dukkha samudaya satya, because now you want to explore, how did I come to be? How did this rupa vedana sanya sankhara vijnana happen? What are the causes and the conditions? Then I can see that how this piyarupa satarupam upajjamana upajjati nivisamana nivisati happens. Now I can see what's the condition. Like we were discussing yesterday, is the condition is there is a liking in that girl. She has not worn any dress excepted, and this woman, this girl, the same girl, is dead, and the autopsy is being conducted. Let's say she had a poison, and I had met her just a day before, and I was feeling very much interested in that girl, and we had food, and the food had she had a food poison, and in the morning she vomited and vomited and vomited, and all that happened. But she went to hospital, so they took her to a hospital emergency and all that, but they could not save her. And they call me, saying that why they call me, because I had spent time with her. So they call all the people who have been interacting with that girl, and it's a police case. And Suyog is our person who is going to do an autopsy, let's say. Now he says that we will cut open, and they allow me to see the same girl whom I had met yesterday. Today I'm meeting. What I'm seeing, consciousness is departed, but the body is there. What does the body consist? First, Patavi, you're able to see. Cut open, deeper cut open, all the Apo will come out. What Apo will come out? It comes out as phlegm, phlegm, then comes out as blood, comes out as pus, comes out as urine, comes out of all the things, whatever she was there. So now there is no woman now, there is no girl, it's all cut it into various pieces. So they cut open the heart, they cut open the lungs, liver, intestine, all of that. And then Suyog makes the report. How did she die? What was the circumstances she died? So the report says that she had a food poisoning caused by some rat or something in the food, so that she ate, and because that did not go well with her, and she died. Now if I am looking at the Parinyeya, what it shows, that her life is dependent on condition. So Sankata, and it is Paticca Samutpanna. It has all of those qualities what we have been speaking for long. Plus, I see how dukkha arises. Now she is not there. So Jara Marana is going to be there. Nobody can do anything. But I can see how this started. So I have experienced Paticca. Because I have experienced Paticca, I come to know the reason for my association with her. The reason for my association is Kama Tanha. How did this Tanha come? Sata Rupam, Piya Rupam. So I felt very nice being with her, and very agreeable person. See, her body is very agreeable, her personality is very agreeable. And she was so close to me, and we were happy, we were having food and all that. But now she is no longer there. Now isn't it dukkha? Yes, it is. How did it arise? Because I had a Piyarupa Satarupa. Upajjamana upajjati, nivisamana nivisati. So now it has upajja, that is, it has arisen and it is staying. Now what I can do? If I keep that, I'm going to suffer dukkha. Now I have understood the reason for my dukkha. It is craving. So I have kama tanha, bhava tanha, vibhava tanha, all the three tanhas. And now I do a sachikiriya. But now I know how to get into nirodha. How? Cut the craving. Piyarupam satarupam. No upajjamana. You have to cut it. Pahiyamana. Pahiya means to cut. Cut that. What are you seeing? 4 elements. The five elements are there, so she's still occupying space. If she were to be put in this crematorium, the space is gone. She becomes ashes. If you put her below the ground, again the space is gone. So 4 elements. So that's the reason Buddha talks about only 4 elements. Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu. Now these 4 elements are there. What I was calling as that girl. Now, out of 8 Shuddhastaka, I am seeing 4. Now, do I love color? No. Why? Because you cannot. It's a 4. The 5th one is Varna. Do you like the rasa of hers? No. Because there is no rasa now. Without consciousness, there is no rasa. Okay. Gandha. Do you like that gandha now? No. It is... I cannot stand that smell. Oh, good. Very nice. Gandha. Do you like the ojas? There is no ojas. Now I can see, penetrate. Penetratingly, I can see what is this. Now the Kayagata Sati is completely done. I can reflect upon this Kayagata Sati forever. About my body and everybody's, like people sitting here, my wife, son, whatever it is. So I can keep on reflecting that how my body is deteriorating, how their body is also deteriorating. If I have tanha, for all the three tanhas, bhava tanha, vibhava tanha, kama tanha, how it brings in new life. So now I understand Sachikiriya, the nirodha. So pahiyamana, pahiyati, nirujyamana, nirujyati. Now I am able to do nirujya. It will not arise again. Meaning, there it was arising. Upajja. Here it is nirujya. Ajja means is to establish. Upa ajja means, upa means high. Ajja, it comes up to show. Nirujya, nirujja. It is not to show. There is nothing to show. So now I see all the 8 Shuddhastaka. So I have experienced it myself. Because I have experienced it myself, there should be a process. How did I experience it myself? So bhave tab. It is the development or a cultivation through Magga Satcha. So now I have a Samadhitti of 4 elements with 4 Upadaya Rupa. Now I can see everything in that way. If I call something as my home, it's 4 elements. If I call something as wife, again 4 elements. Something as a son, it's 4 elements. Something as a friend, 4 elements. Everything is 4 elements. So the tanha is gone. So the moment the tanha is not there, at that moment, not that it is completely gone, at that moment when it's suppressed, you immediately feel viraga, nirodha, nibbana. So if you look etan santan etan panitan yadidam sabba sankhara samato sabbupadi patinisaggo tanhakhayo. Whenever it is less, immediately what do you get? Virago, no raga. Nirodho. Till that time, nothing will happen to you. You are in Nibbana. Why? Because there is no tanha. When I do this, when I do what? When I come till Bhave Tabba, then I get the first Siddhi, which is Abhinya Siddhi. First time I am able to see the Paramartha Satcha, Rupa Satcha. What is Rupa? I get to know. So other 3 are to be known. If I know the Rupa, then I am able to see Chitta. So the experience of Chitta, you'll see it. And now you can see the Chitta Viti. Myself and Lasanta, we had spoken at his home, the Chitta Viti, which is Abhidhamma, but you can experience how each thoughts, each stream of Chittas create impressions in the mind. So 3 years back we had discussed. So you will get the Chitta and you will understand what is Chetasika. So now you have universal 7 Chetasika. So you can experience all the 7. With Yoniso Manasikara, you are able to see all the other 6 Chetasika. then this is conditioned. That is, Rupa, Chitta, Chetasika is conditioned. Nibbana Dhatu is unconditioned. So these three are conditioned dhatus, and this is unconditioned dhatu. So now you know Sankata, Asankata. Now here it is Patija Samutpanna, there is no Patija Samutpanna. There is nothing which is going to start anything. There is no cycle. Cycle is ended. With that Abhinya Siddhi comes the Parinya Siddhi. So you will come to know the Lakhana, characteristics. What is the characteristics of a Patavi? Hardness, softness. That we have learnt it, but you will experience it. That's the difference. Not that we don't know, we know it, but we don't experience it. But when you really experience it, it becomes Sachikiriya. You have really experienced it, and you will not forget it. In no way you can forget. So then you get Patavi. What is the Lakhana? It will not mingle with other element at all. Hardness, softness is a nature of Patavi. Then Apo, binding nature, flowing nature is part of Apo. Heat expansion is part of, or heat and cold is part of Tejo. Expansion, contraction, and flowing or moving is part of Vayu. Enclosing everything is Akasha. Coming and going and making all the five elements come together and disintegrating is the nature of Vijnana. So now we see all the 6 dhatus. That is the Lakhana. Then you get Rasa, functions. What are the functions of each one of them? If you have solid and you put water, it binds to it. So 2 things come together, like this wall. There is a water, and that's the reason it has come together. And what happens if the water goes away? You'll see cracks. Same thing with the skin. Moisture goes away, see cracks. Lips, it cuts, blood comes, white comes, because there is crack. I did not develop crack. The water got exhausted. As long as water remains, it binds the solid. Otherwise it becomes powder. The solid is powder, and it is always soft or hard. If it bound, it becomes hard. If it is not bound, it becomes soft. That's only 2 things it will do. But water is required. You see, you put a cement, you want to have a cement, you have to put water, then the cement will happen. But when it dries, it becomes hard. Same thing with our body. Teeth, it is hardened. Why? There is no water. In the teeth there is no water. In the nail there is no water. In the bone there is no water. It has become hard. And it becomes brittle. If there is no water, then it becomes very brittle. Brittle means hard. It can break. So bones will break. Wood will break. Everything will break. You put effort, it will break. And Lasanta has a lot of trees at his home, and there are a lot of flowering, a lot of plants and bushes he has. So if it is dry, can just bend it, it will break. Same thing with our bone. Why? There is no water. If there is water, it cannot break, because it binds. There's a difference. So we'll know the function, and we also know or get to know the Pachupaṭṭhāna, manifestation. How it manifests. It's just one grain, And that has everything in that. It has Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayu. That's the reason called Dhatu. But when you see the Rupa as Rupa, there is no Dhatu formation, it is separate. How do I see separation? Very simple. When the sun is coming and you have window open and the early morning sun, you see dust particle. And if air will start to form a shape, and let's say there are water droplets, then it binds. And if the consciousness were to arrive, it becomes a being. If there is no consciousness, all will be falling on the ground, which we call it as dust. This body is a dust, that is a dust. The difference between that dust and this dust is, this dust has consciousness, vinyana, dhatu, whereas in that there is no vinyana as a dhatu. But they bind together. Okay. And padatthāna, which is the proximate causes. And now we can see anicca, dukkha, anatta clearly. How? Very simple. Now this body, every moment there is change. Like I was explaining to you that I have started developing little bit of white mustache. When I had gone to Lasanta home, I did not have. Even 2019 I did not have. 2020 it started, and now it is coming more. So by another 1 year time, half of my mustache will be white. How? Because there is anicca in that. It's arising and passing away. What is arising, passing away? The color. Melanin is a pigment in the body. The lesser the melanin is, the whiter it turns. The more the melanin, the darker it looks. So there is this color. That color is going away. So no matter what I do, I cannot turn it back the clock, saying that, oh, bring me all black hairs. No. What I can do extra is buy a what is that? Coloring thing and put color to my mustache, to hair, and feel that I am young. That I can do. Other than that, I cannot do anything. Why? Because it's anicca. If anything is unstable, adhruva, unstable, then it should always have dukkha. So we have dukkha. I have dukkha now because it's coming white hair. I have to do something. Okay. And it is anatta. I can't do anything. Now this becoming white, what I can do? Nothing I can do. And when we had gone to Bodhgaya, I had dark black hairs. I didn't have hairs, but the side hairs were dark. This is 2018. 3 years after we have come, it's turning almost white or grey color. So in another 2 years time, if I were to go back to Lasanta home, or next year if we were to all go to Lasanta home, his daughter is a grown-up. And at that time, her photograph if I see, she's a small girl. Now she's not a small girl. In case if I try to hold her, she will say, uncle, please, I don't like it. At that time she was okay, but now she will not like because she has grown. What do you mean by growing? It's anicca, dukkha, anatta. I can name whatever I want, but the body is changing moment by moment, which is going to create dukkha, and it is anatta. So you can see it in everything, because if you penetrated on the abhinya, you can have all the other things. So you have abhinya, parinya, pahana. So yesterday we started with pahana siddhi. That means you will now see the asavas and you can cut the asavas. So we have 7 ways of doing it. First is dasanena pahatabba, samvara pahatabba, patisevana pahatabba, adivasana pahatabba, and parivajjana pahatabba, vinodana pahatabba, asava bhavana pahatabba. So this is the 7 things, and we completed yesterday dasanena pahatabba, wherein who is the person. So my past, this, that we discussed. Then we looked at Indriya Bhavana, which is the Samvara, Indriya Samvara. Then we looked at Patisevana, that is, you have to understand why you are eating, why you are wearing a dress, why you are staying in a place, covering 4, that is this Senasanam, that is, you put a bed or whatever it is, and cover yourself from with walls and a roof. That is called lodging. And medicine. We are going to have brahmacharya. So yesterday we discussed till here. Now we will go on to Adivasana. What do you mean by Adivasana? Vasana is to stay. Adhi is to make yourself comfortable to stay. So how do you make yourself comfortable? By not thinking over it. Meaning you have to endure cold, heat, physical ailments, insects, severe pain occurring due to eating. And you have to use that as a meditation objects. Otherwise, exhaustion and burning in the mind will create further more pain. Okay, I will explain to you what it really means. Let's say I'm in Sri Lanka, or even I'm in Chennai, or in some place, or in Nagpur, which goes to 48-49 degrees centigrade. If I keep on complaining, it's very hot, it's very hot, it's very hot, it's very hot, that is not going to change just because I am saying it is very hot. You have to endure the hot because there is no other choice. Being born, you have to undergo this. Jati pi dukkha. You have to undergo. So you observe that as an object, that you have to undergo that. Or extreme cold. Let's say I stay in Nepal or in Tibet or in Sikkim or in any other places around the Himalayas. It's cold. Nothing that can be done. It looks good, but if I stay there, you will not get food. At least the food what I eat, that is not there. And everything is dry. If you go out, only snow. 1 day snow is okay, 2 days snow is okay, but if you are in snow for all the days, you will not like it. Okay, it is boring because you can't go anywhere. And you have to, and if you sleep, it's so damp. And if you put the if you cover yourself up, it smells. You can't get sleep. And if you turn yourself here, this way, that way, everything is wet. So you can't enjoy at all. So heat also you cannot enjoy. Cold also you cannot enjoy. Now these are two extremes. So can you make something in between? No, not possible. But yes, you can make your mind in that way. Physically you can't do anything. You can't change the weather. You can't change the inner, this room. Maybe I can put a fan. Maybe I can put an air conditioner. But if I'm a bhikkhu, if I'm wanting enlightenment or liberation, I cannot buy an air conditioner. I have to stay in the normal condition. In normal condition, it is going to sweat if I stay in that environment. And in a freezing environment, I will be shivering. There we can do jhana, because you can see that there is anatta, there is no atta. there is dukkha. There is no sukha, there is dukkha, and there is anicca. So you are able to see in everything. So to endure the pain. Now this enduring the pain, including criticism, including somebody just blaming you for nothing, or somebody cursing you, somebody even hitting you, you just have to bear. Why? Because if you don't, then the anushaya kleshas will start coming out, and they will come to the surface. So because that shouldn't happen, you should endure looking at what is happening. Just like Mahamoggallana during his last days, even though he had psychic powers, he used to go and meet Indra or Sakha, and he was able to go everywhere where Buddha went, to the Brahmaloka and all that, but he could not survive himself without being beaten by robbers. And on his last day of his life, he was totally wounded. He could not tolerate the pain, and in that pain Buddha told him 7 Bojjhaṅga, Sapta Bojjhaṅga, asking him to meditate in that pain. It's unbearable pain. His arms were cut, his arms were cut, his legs were tortured, and his face was tortured, his head, from the head blood was flowing out. At terrible pain. In that terrible pain, Buddha asked him, why don't you understand and meditate upon? He was in Gilana, meaning he was completely off, he was about to die. So then Sapta Bojjhaṅga is what Buddha asked him to meditate, so that he can leave his body and erase it out. So you have to do Adivasana or Adivasana. Then the next one is Parivajjana. You have to avoid. Now avoiding is, this is what Suyog was talking about. A monk in Madhya Pradesh, I think, he went and he got eaten up by tiger or something like that. Correct? Yeah. So
it's in Maharashtra.
Okay, sorry, Maharashtra. So he was eaten away by tiger. Okay, so now what Buddha says is that you shouldn't do that unless you have become an Arahant. Till that time, don't do it. So you have to avoid the risk and threats to your life. And
at least dhyana, we get dhyana in Nitta. So that time we survive in forest because the mitta in our body, and we give the mitta that wild animals, and animals goes away.
Correct, that is true, but that doesn't work in all circumstances. You need to have a teacher who is an Arhat, then only it works, otherwise it will not work. So the metta bhavana, even though, let us say there are dogs on the road, on my road itself there are 7 dogs. So I always keep on reciting the metta bhavana. That is, aham avero homi, abhyapacho homi, anigo homi, sukhi attanam pariharami. Like that I will then give to all these dogs which are sitting, and they keep staring at me. Some of the dogs respect, meaning they go to the side. They don't do anything. They don't bark. They don't say anything. Some of them they make that sound. So with this metta bhavana, I can't go and touch the dog saying that, hey, why do you do like that? I am like so and so enlightened being, so you are also one being in the samsara, I can help you. No, I can't do that. Even with the metta bhavana. Unless I am myself turned into an arhat or whatever it is, and I am able to talk to the dog in its language, then it works. So some people get totally misunderstood. So Buddha says you use parivajjana. Don't just go without understanding. So he says you should not have confidence when confronted with wild animals like elephant, horses, cattle, dogs, and trusting in one's own power of meditation. You should not. Parivajjana. A monk should not frequent questionable places or develop friendship with people with bad reputation. Reflecting wisely, a monk must avoid any situation that would affect his spiritual life in an adverse or in a bad way. You have to complete the journey, so you have to take care of it. So there is one sutta of Buddha, I am not able to get the name, but in that he talks about what all did he endure in wild. Bhaya Bhairava Sutta. It's called Bhaya Bhairava Sutta. And he says how he was able to do it. Because before he did that, he was able to establish Sallekha, 44 like precepts. Okay, if you read Sallekha Sutta, you will come to know there are 44 of them, not just this what we do as a Panca Sila or Atta Upasutta Sila, like that. It's 44. He was able to establish all of that. And then Bhaya Bhairava, that means when he went into the forest, one day he was very much scared. So he stood there. He was seeing some eyes of some animal, and he was not able to know what to do, because he's not supposed to carry any stick or anything to make it go away. So he has to just stand there. So then he started reflecting upon all the 44 he has mastered. And then the animals gave way. Then they became very friendly with Buddha. That means he came to know how to talk to animals in their own language. So this is Parivajjana. Vinodana, meaning entertaining. So what is this asava? So Patisankha yoniso uppannam kama vitakkam nadivaseti pajahati vinodeti bhyanti karoti anabhavam gameti. This is there, we already covered that in the Girimananda Sutta. So uppannam vyapada vitakkam vihimsa vitakkam papake akusale dhamme pajahati vinodeti bhyanti karoti anabhavam gameti. So that means Patisankha yoniso. Pati is to bond, Sankha is to understand how this Sanya creates a Sankha. It creates counting, numbering. If you don't really recognize, it creates a Loka. So it becomes Ayoniso Manasikara. So we have to reflect in a proper way, proper attention. So that is Yoniso. That is Yoniso Manasikara. Not Ayoniso. It's Yoniso. So then we can see how Uppannam Kama Vitakka. Kama has arisen. Nadhivaseti. It will not allow it to stay. Pajahati. You remove it. Vinodeti. You will not entertain that. Bhyanti karoti, you will make it as though it doesn't exist. Anabhavam gameti, no bhava. because kama will create bhava, vyapada will create bhava, vihimsa creates bhava, papa kusale akusale dhamme will create bhava. All these bhavas will create jati. So I've cut from the root. So that is vinodana. Then finally bhavana. So he talks about 7 Bojjhaṅga in bhavana. So he talks about sati, Dhammavishya, virya, piti, pasiddhi, samadhi, upekha. This is what we will be developing as part of bhavana. What will happen? You first thing what you get is viveka nissitam, discriminating power between what you should do and what you should not do. Viraga nissitam, you get dispassion. Nirodha nissitam, so you will have cessation. And vasagga parinamim, parinamim is some change. Vasagga means no change. That means you have relinquished, removed. It's Nibbana. So you are already having the Patisankha Yoniso, that is thoughtful, clear reflection. So when you are clearly reflecting, no bad thoughts will haunt, because they don't exist to haunt, and hence the person is in Nibbana. So we had how many siddhis? By now we had Pahana siddhi. Now we are going into the next siddhi called as Sachikiriya siddhi. Okay, now the Nirodha Satya is completely developed, both bodily and mentally. The kleshas, asava khaya jnana, opens up. Now the asavas, that is kama asava, bhava asava, ditthi asava, avidya asava, all the 4 asavas are removed. With that you are always in bhavana, sila, samadhi, panya. All the 3 have got established. Sometimes we are in sila, sometimes in samadhi, sometimes in panya. Instead of that, it is completely bhavana, sila, samadhi, panya. Now you have finished the journey of the samsara. So because of this, what happens is your Iddhipāda has happened completely. Iddhiyopado, Iddhipado. So there are Chanda Iddhipado, Virya, Chitta, Vimansa, Siddhipada. So Chanda is the zeal to do something, desire to obtain, attain, reach. All that is a Chanda. Virya is the Sammāppadhāna Virya. So it will take care of how we should remove the 2 and how we should add the 2. That means we already looked at the Sammāppadhāna. Chitta is consciousness. It is attached to Iddhis. So the Dhamma, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, all the 3 are very strong. So the Chittas don't have any other except for Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. And because of that, the spiritual powers will increase. How do you come to know? You are able to attain all the jhanas at ease. That's the only way you'll come to know. So you know Vipassana, you know Samatha, you know both of them. Start with Samatha, then you are able to get into Vipassana. Then again come to Samatha, again go to Vipassana. So you are able to do that as many number of times as you want. Vimamsa is investigation. So now you can see the things as clearly as they are. So all the Dhammas are now understood. So because of that, you have created Iddhi. And this Iddhi helps in Indriya, in the Indriyas. So the 5 Indriyas will automatically develop along with Iddhis. So the first Indriya to develop is Saddha Indriya, because I already created the Iddhi, the necessary environment. So from the Sati, Bojjhaṅga, Iddhi, have come to these three. So the Saddha on Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha has completed. Virya, now I am full of energy. Sati Indriya, I can remember everything about Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Samadhi Indriya, so I am able to stay in the same state for a long period of time. And I have developed Panya. So with these 5 faculties, first faculty which opens up when things are very clear, like we looked at Sammāppadhāna Sutta, is that that is Iddhividha, supernormal power. To see beyond what a normal eye can see. Dibbasotta, you get a celestial ear, which we already looked into it. Parasya cheto parinyaya, so that means you can really look at somebody's mind, study and say what that person is. So pariyajnana, that is the knowledge of something which only they know, but you are able to say to them. Pubbe nivarasuti, that is you are able to say where all you had stayed in this long samsara. And dibbachakku. So all these 5 gets completely developed. So what will happen is Saddhindriyam bhaveti, Viryendriyam bhaveti, Satindriyam bhaveti, Samadhindriyam bhaveti, Panyendriyam bhaveti. The moment this happens, he is able to see, get all this Iddhivida, Dibbasotta, Parasacheto, Pariyajnana, Pubbe, Nivasanusati Jnana, Dibbachakku Jnana. All these 5 are completed. Okay. Then he knows all the knowledges. What is that knowledge? Padatthāna, proximate cause for anything that can happen. Supramundane consciousness or concentration or samadhi, lokuttara samadhi, through sila visuddhi. So sotapatti yangeshu yatta siddhindriyam databham means one finds by knowing Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha that he is completed or understood these foundation. And because he has understood the foundation, the Virya Indriya develops. He will remove all the dirt. And because of that, Sati Indriyam develops. Because Sati Indriyam happens, Samadhi Indriyam develops. Because Samadhi Indriyam develops, Panya Indriyam develops. And he has completed the 4th one. Now comes the 5th one. Because that Iddhiya developed, the Bala, the Indriyas were developed, and when the 5 Indriyas are developed, the Bala also develops accordingly. So again the 5 Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, Panya as Bala also gets developed. And there are 5 other forces which are going to cut this Bala. First one is Tanha, second one is Kosaja, third one is Muṭṭhasacca, fourth one is Vikhepa, fifth one is Sammoha. So what is Tanha? Craving, we know it. Kosaja is laziness, inability to take pains to develop the mind. Muṭṭhasacca is absent-mindedness, or in Kannada there is a beautiful word called as Muṭṭāda, meaning dull-headed. That's what it means. It's same word what we use in Kannada also. It is in Pali it is Muṭṭhasacca, whereas in Kannada it is Muṭṭāda. Same word. slightly a different connotation, but the same word. Distraction is vikhepa, that is not able to stabilize himself, and delusion is sammoha. These are the 5 against. 4 is those ones: saddha, virya, sati, samadhi, panya. Whereas the opposing to that, that is which always exists with a normal person, is tanha, kosaja, and muttasacha, vikhepa, sammoha. These are the 5 things which are there in a normal person, whereas an arahant or ariya from anagami onwards will be having saddha, virya, sati, samadhi, panya all the time. So this, that is from sotapanna, sakadagami, anagami is one small stage, but from anagami to arahat is a very huge one. It's not simple. So now we are coming into Bojjhaṅga, Sapta Bojjhaṅga. Now what happens from Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami? All these are developed but not fully. At Arhat, all this gets developed fully. All the 37 factors of awakening happens. So we have Sapta Bojjhaṅga. First is Sati. So we are able to remember Dhamma, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha completely. We have understood, we are following. No fault. Second one is Dhammavishya. The wisdom has opened up. Panya Chetasika is working. It removes all other Chetasikas. So it is Dhammavishya. So the knowledge has completely come and it has developed and it is matured. Then Virya, because of the Indriyas and Bala. Before the Indriyas we have Iddhi. So Indriya, Bala, all the 3 taken together have the complete energy. Because of these Sati, Dhamma, Vichaya and Virya, Piti, you always are in joyful state. There is no time in the 24 hours you are not joyful. And because of that, Pasadhi is you feel light both by body and mind. There are no distractions. There's nothing which is happening. It's like a calm lake. No stone falls down to shake up the lake. Then you are in that state of mind, which is Samadhi. Then you are in Upekkha. This actually in Sri Lanka, they do something called as Karmasthana. By doing that, you come into Upekkha. You reach Kammathāna. That Pali word is Kammathāna. The Sanskrit word is Karmasthana. So in Sri Lanka they do the Karmasthana, whereas in Burmese tradition they don't have Karmasthana. And in the Thailand tradition also they don't have Karmasthana. They do something else, but they don't have a word called as Karmasthana. Sri Lanka is the only country which uses that Karmasthana. Okay, and the original Pali word is Kammathāna. What it does is that the Chetasika called as Tatra Majjahatata is always there. So it gives you the freedom, that is from bondage to liberation. That is you're bound. So Sankata, conditioned. Everything is conditioned. Whereas suddenly this Chetasika gives unconditioned experience. So now you are equanimous to every situation because there is no situation. So this in Sanskrit, if you were to put it, becomes Samatva. There is neither this direction nor that direction. It's just there. It just exists. You can't say this exists or that exists. So the Iddhipāda, Anyatthā-bhāva, both are not there. Vattam, Vattati is not there. Nothing else is there. So you can't say this person exists or he doesn't exist. Whether this will happen or that will happen. Nothing of that will be there. It will become upekha. So when that happens, he has hit upon the bodhi. Sambodhi. Now he has acquired the knowledge of all the Four Noble Truths in completion. So he enjoys the happiness, and Buddha Sasana is the one which will show you the unparalleled world of happiness. Now you go into seclusion, because now you find there is no need to get disturbed on anything. So the Arahant then gets into seclusion. Till that time, that person can be with family. So till Anagami, after he becomes Anagami, that interest being with family goes away. And slowly after doing all of this, he finds that it is of no use. The Cetasikas don't arise of that kind. It only arises of Lokuttara. So the Loka Chittas are, Cetasikas are gone, the Loka Chittas are gone, the Lokuttara Chittas arise and the Lokuttara Cetasikas arise. So that are two different things. So his mind is in Sukha, and because of the Kammatthana and Samadhi, Pasiddhi, Upekha, Dhammavishya and Virya, he stays there till the body breaks up. Okay, that's all what it is. So it from here you have gone to here. Now how we can implement? The only method what Buddha says for you to implement is Satipaṭṭhāna Sutta. So he says, if not Arhat, you will become an Anagami. So now question comes, so should I now do Satipaṭṭhāna and then we get to Sammāppadhāna, then we go to Iddhi, then we come to Indriya, then come to Bala and all that? No. If you only do Satipaṭṭhāna completely, it includes everything, because even in Satipaṭṭhāna, Bojjhaṅga is there. So you will complete the journey with Satipaṭṭhāna itself. So what he did, he condensed everything and gave it in Satipaṭṭhāna. So if we were to practice Satipaṭṭhāna Sutta correctly, then you will experience all. You don't have to know this much of detail. I just said about what is this 37 factors of awakening, but you don't have to know it also. It's good to know as a topic. It's a very deep topic. We can even go even more deeper than this, whatever I've explained. But then, should I know it? No. You don't have to. You just have to know how to practice it using Satipaṭṭhāna Sutta. Because there you see, Kaya he has explained, then Vedana he has explained, Chitta is explained, Dhamma is explained, then he has explained about Indriyas, then he has spoken about everything, then the hindrances he has explained. Okay, then the Four Noble Truths also he has explained. So that means he has not left anything where they say that no, I don't think so. And I sent you that 10 into 10, 100. If you do that, only that, you will reach Arhat. Dasuttara Sutta, Then Uttara. Uttara means elevated. Dasuttara Sutta. So if we were to take it, let's say if I intend to take it, the only one, the first one, let's say, I don't want to learn anything. I don't want to learn any Dhamma on anything. So the only first one, only one. What I should do? He says, Appamado kusalesu dhammesu. First one. Bahukaro. Bahukaro means, karo means to do. Bahu means more. What you should do more? Appamado, without having pamada. Kusalesu dhammesu. So if we were to implement what is this thing called as kusala, one meaning of kusala is that dana, bhavana, sila. But the deeper meaning of kusala, like we looked yesterday, if we look at Iddhipāda and if we look at Petopadesha, you will find that there are 9 kusala: samatha, vipassana, alobha, advesha, amoha. Then anicca, dukkha, anatta, asubha. 9. If I practice 2 jhanas, first jhana, second jhana, I come into samatha. I don't have to go to others. Just 2 jhanas. Then I can do vipassana. I can take nama and rupa. I can take whatever I want. So then I can take that. So vipassana. That will do what? It will remove these 3. It will bring in alobha, advesa, amoha. Okay. Then if I have these 5, then anicca, dukkha, anatta, asubha is seen. So 9. So what he's saying? Bahukaro is practice this 9 all the time. So what will happen to it if I were to do? Then Kayagata Sati will get established. So Bhave Tabbo is, I have to do Kayagata. Sata. Sata means agreeable. Sahagata. Because always we see body in a very agreeable condition. So we will be able to live that. Then I will put the Parinyeya, what to be known. Phasso sa asavo upadaniyo. Every touch of 5 senses first brings in sa asavo, with asavas. Whatever the asavas you have, it brings in. Upadaniyo, it will create. So you have to look at that. Pahatabbo, asmimana, that has to be removed. Then hana bhagiyo, which will have hani. Hani means brings in danger. Ayoniso manasikara. Okay, this is the one what I have to remove. Then visesa bhagiyo, yoniso manasikara. That one I have to develop. Duppati vijjo, that is vijja which is very difficult to attain. Anantariko cheto samadhi is very difficult to attain, meaning you should be in samadhi all the time. Anantara, no antara. You are in samadhi all the time. That is duppati vijjo. Uppadhatabbo, that is akuppam jnanam. That is the jnana which is completed. It should be created. Abhinyeyo, sabbe satta aharatika. So that child of 7 years, when was asked, ekam kim. Then he said, sabbe satta aharatika. All beings are here for food. And this is what abhinya is all about. So you don't have to really go and search. You can see that every being is fighting for food. That is abhinya. Sachikiriya akuppa cheto vimukti. So you will get that profound knowledge in cheto vimukti. So this vimukti, chitta will not arise again. So if we do the 1, then you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what we should do is, you want to establish all of them. Let's say I want to establish till anagami level. This sutta, Dasuttara Sutta, is sufficient. You can become an anagami very fast by implementing 1 to 10. You will become Arahant, but at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, if you are able to do correctly, then anagami is guaranteed. So this is what we can do. Yes, Lasanta, you wanted to say something, but since I was continuously talking, you stopped.
Vilas, if I am able to stay 5 minutes,
Yes.
I would like to share my understanding about the Dukkha Satya and Dukkha Samudaya and Nirodha.
Okay.
Nirodha Satya. As you explained, you got the example of a lady, a beautiful lady, and actually you said that Yanloke Pyarupan Satarupan Uttesa Tanha Uppajjamana Uppajjit. So that is where we see the Tanha arise. And Vilas, when you identify the jati, I mean, Vilas, I want to tell you this and all members of the group that we say, especially in Sri Lanka and Sinhalese, we understand jati dukkha as jati api dukkha. It's etymology.
Correct.
That's mean jati pi mean priya. Priya mean that you like. So actually there are so many beautiful girls in the world, but we don't like all the girls. So priya jati is, the dukkha satya is can be considered for priya jati. Jati pi dukkha. And jara pi dukkha is also there. Priya jara. And so it is there. And when it comes to the samudaya, so because in samudaya satya we see when tanha comes, tanha comes to the play that we do tanha to that lady, or that something we do some kind of abhisankara. It is there, it can be seen. That is, we can see pravritti paticca samuppada. But at the same time, we have to understand that this samudaya, that at that time, without understanding, without knowing the samudaya happens, that means the karma bhava is going to be created. That's when you are creating eye, ear, nose, tongue and all. Because when you see a girl and when you identify that is a good-looking girl and you want to associate with her, that's mean at that time you do samudaya satya. You can see samudaya where you are doing attachment, where you do some tanha to that lady. That is there, that you see the pravritti paticca samuppada. That means the present paticca samuppada. And also, without understanding, without knowing, we have the samudaya satya, a big vipaka is going to create it without understanding. So that also should be understood. That is what I want to tell you. Samudaya satya, we are talking that when you are doing tanha to something, then we do samudaya. It is there. That can be seen clearly, but without seeing, without understanding, a big samudaya is created behind us, which is the karma vipaka, which is the karma vinyana is going to establish in different places. That's in Dhammaloka. So that's mean without understanding, without knowing, we are creating again this human body to associate that lady, that or whatever the lady, beautiful lady. Therefore, that is also there. So when you come to the Nirodha Samkhya, you have to identify that if you don't have that sankhara, or if you don't have that sankhara, I mean that beautiful lady sankhara, if you don't have, then you can see etam santang etam panitam yadidam sabba sankhara samato. That's when you do not have that sankhara to vex for that. That's when you are in Nirodha. That is what I want to tell you, Vilas.
Perfect. Correct. Agreed. Good one, Rasanta. Nice.
Okay.
That is there, yes. So I did not cover that deeper, how we create that samudaya. Because this itself, if we are able to penetrate, it is good enough to then go and see how the Dhammaloka is created. But if we take the Dhammaloka now, it becomes difficult to understand, because unless we have experience of the Dhammaloka, it is not easy to really grasp it. But anyway, what you said is very right. It's not just that I see a girl and that is creating the loka. There is beyond that. I'm already creating an eye, and I'm already creating an ear. I'm creating a body. I'm creating all the 6 senses already. Once the vijnana moves out, it goes with that. It has got no relation with this. It goes with that. So every moment a new being is created. The old being is gone, the new being. The old being is gone, new being. So that's what the abhinya is all about. We are able to see that this body is moving and moving and moving and moving, and there's no single person there. It is a frame. It's a one frame. So it's like this frame per second, which I had sent that video also. It's just a frame per second. A second ago, one frame, a new frame, next frame, next frame, next frame, just like a movie, like a frame by frame. So the samudaya is happening already all the time because of tanha. Either it is kama tanaha, bhava tanaha, vibhava tanaha. All the 3 tanahas are working. Good one. Thank you, Lasanta.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so will you be joining tomorrow? No.
Not sure. We'll try. What time tomorrow?
Same time, every day, same time.
Okay. Try it.
Yeah, no worries. Whenever you find time, you can join. So anyway, let's end the session. It's almost 10.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Namo Buddhaya. Thank you. And the Tervan Sarnai Lasanta. We meet again tomorrow.
Yeah. Tervan
Sarnai. Yeah. Good night to everyone. Namo Buddhaya.
Namo Buddhaya.